Yo, what's good? What's good? Hey, it's Tabcorp TV / TikTok. You don't stop. And I'm here today. I haven't talked to nobody really in a long time. I decided to go kind of live on my YouTube today because there's just a lot of mess going on in the world. And the first thing we're seeing, is they have this whole thing going on with Donald Trump and the damn eight memes and all that shit like that. And me myself, I'm like, who cares? Me myself, I know the media is pushing a certain narrative. They're like all one way now. Nobody's you can't even there's never two sides to a story. It's always, it's all like one way. And then you got the whole Epstein bullshit going on. I mean, man, it's just a whole bunch of crap going on. You know what I mean? And me myself, I watch everything, see what's going on, and nobody really knows what's going on. To me, I'm looking at it. It's great divide and conquer tactics. I mean, it's fabulous. You get everybody riled up. You throw some more stuff out there, throw some more ingredients into the pot. Everybody gets riled up. And when it comes to people in power, when it comes to the elitists, they love it. Because like I say, the more you get people to divide and conquer, the easier to control, easier to manipulate, and easier to take them over. And that's the way I see the United States is doing it. You know what I mean? But one thing I'm going to tell you right now, they got everything about this Epstein stuff going on, Epstein files. And this is going to be a short video, ain't going to be too long, so ain't going to take too much of your time. But there's a documentary out right now, and I am discovering the dude who made it. I've been listening to a lot of interviews on this guy, and this guy is good. And one of the documents, they say, oh, we got the Epstein files, and they putting out, they said we got 3 million documents and all that kind of stuff. I mean, they've been putting this on and off for what, 11, for some lot of years, man. Maybe 5, 10 years now. You know what I mean? This person supposed to be on the list, and just bringing out breadcrumbs and fucking with people, just to get somebody to talk about some stuff. I mean, I don't like to talk about stupid shit. You know what I mean? I like real hardcore evidence, right on the crux. Lay it here. This is what it is. These people are there. Let's get them. Put the name down. Bring them into court. Whatever. And it's just a bunch of bullshit. Like I say, it could be a lot of elitists, a lot of political people on both sides in there, and they don't want to come out. But it is what it is. But this is a whole new documentary, and this documentary is number one, you're gonna have to pay for it. Okay. Number two, you ain't gonna get it. It's definitely gonna be being suppressed by the internet. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it because it's that good. And this documentary is the MLK, what's it called? MLK Project. Man. So I think they got 2 seasons of it. I'm gonna get both of them, and I'm gonna go ahead and purchase them. But the guy that made it is called Chad O. Jackson. And this dude, I mean, he's a black guy, and he went in deep on the entire Martin Luther King, his whole life and what he was doing, all that. And man, I'm telling you, this documentary right here is supposed to be seen by both everybody, blacks and whites, because this tension, this racial tension that we got going on right now. I mean, right now you can see it's just it's always up. And I talk to people, and they're like, "Oh, I can't believe this," and blah blah. You watching the net, you watching social media, you watching Facebook, you watching TikTok and Instagram, Twitter, and it's just bubbling. And this MLK project is going to definitely show you the source of kind of where all this is coming from, because we've all been lied to. Now, I'm not saying there hasn't been racism in the past and stuff has been going on. But this documentary here is going to tell you where most of it could be coming from. A lot of people, oh, it's that side over there, it's this side over there. These people don't like this people, and the clash. I don't need to repeat it. We already know the 2 classes of races. They say it's having a problem, and this one dominant, this one doing this, and blah blah blah, all the way down. But I'm telling you, this documentary, I'm only going to give you a little bit of what this guy is saying, because I didn't watch his interviews, and I watched one interview. It might have been a year ago, but basically it was kind of like last year, and I think around October is when he put the documentary out, and I think in this February was like season 2. Okay, so I think it's like it was. I thought it was going to be like a longer, like maybe an hour or 2-hour documentary, but he broke it up in episodes. But the first 2 episodes he's explaining this shit fire. So I'm more of an open-minded person. Okay, I will read anything. I will You don't try to. I like information. I like knowledge. I'm gonna go get it. I'm not one of them standing alone. Well, this is not. I gotta think like this. This has got to be like this, and walk like a fucking robot. I ain't never been that. Ever since I was a kid. You know what I mean? Some things I was like, I just got that gift like that, and I love knowledge, and I'm gonna go get it. So this documentary is not to persuade you or nothing. If you're a person that I want knowledge, I want to analyze. I'm gonna put it and put my own opinion on it. You know what I mean? And put it in my database. That's what I do. I'm not following anybody. I follow me. You know what I'm saying? But I like information. If something's good, I'll grab it. I can piece through stuff. Yeah, I'll take this piece out, this piece out, this piece out, throw this away, take this, for my own personal experience and for my own personal knowledge. You know what I mean? But the core of this documentary, and this is some amazing shit to me, bro, is that a lot of the racial tension that they had, like, we're talking about 1950s now. We're talking about right there in the mix of segregation and the mix of integrating in schools and all that going on. You know what I mean? This guy said, hey, a lot of this tension is not coming from where we was raised to think it was coming from. It's coming from Soviet Union, bro. you heard me right. Soviet Union. See, there's 3, I think, nuclear powers in the world right now. I think it's China, Russia, and United States. So they ain't trying to get into it like that, because that could devastate the whole thing. But war is always going on. And they saying around 1950s, there was a lot of Russian agents that was in America, and they were pushing a lot of stuff, and they were pushing a lot of Marxism, communism, and socialism. Okay, and if you look at the world today, and those three areas, these were attacks. If you want to see a movie, a TV show that was real good back in the day about Russian spies, whatever, being in America, one of the dopest shows I used to watch is called The Americans. Bro, that show is fucking bad. It's like if you a Marvel fan, you know how they got what's Black Widow, and they were showing her beginning story, her and Elena, and how the family was like. They were infiltrated from Russia to kind of blend in with America. Well, that's the Marvel shit and the superhero shit. The Americans went deep in on that. And that me and my one boy, we used to watch the shit out of that show. That show was excellent. They're saying that maybe from the 1920s, 40s, and 50s, they taught a lot of people how to be Marxists. You know what I'm saying? And one of them might have been MLK. Now, I'm going to go through the document some more. I'm going to talk about it some more. But I'm telling you right now, a lot of this tension that you thinking is racism is being brought in by the teachings and the strategy of communism. Because believe it or not, the United States, I think they're trying to do it. They're definitely trying to do it. Because if I'm not mistaken, don't get me wrong, because I have to go through my notes. I think one time it might have been what's that lady name? I think Theodore Roosevelt's wife might have went to Russia one time. Now, don't quote me on that because I'm not sure, because I got to go back in my to see. But one of the wives of one of the presidents of the United States in the past went and visited over in Russia. I think maybe Stalin might have been there, but I don't know exactly the date, so it might not be him. But one of the leaders that was over in Russia, and she was like, "Man, you got this shit locked down." You know what I'm saying? So usually, sometime when you were dealing with schools, the big schools, whatever, why in the heck would you teach all this? You could teach stuff and learn it, but they kind of like is running it. We're saying, I believe a lot of, from what I've heard about the MLK documentary and the way the dude was talking and the way they got a lot of tension going on, they want America to be ran like Soviet Union and China. And back in the day, they wasn't able to do it. But with the technology we got now and watching everybody, and the way, because if you get racial tension and all that shit going up, you got the tension with the racial tension, you got the LGBT unit, you got the, what's it called? The feminism movement. They said all of this is Russian tactics, bro. So I'm telling you to go check out the MLK project. I think you got to watch it on Venmo. You got to pay a little bit of money along a little bit. Check it out. We're going to come back. We're going to discuss it. We're going to see what's going on. But this could change a lot of things, because a lot of us may have been lied to, and we're thinking, because even in doing my history, my journey through history, I remember they were saying that back in the day, like Rome and all them, they would put out propaganda. They got a whole bunch of soldiers, and they might have had 20,000 but they was going all over the world with propaganda. Propaganda is always used, and people thought they might have had 50 to 70,000 soldiers, and they didn't. I think once they found out about that, that's when Rome was collapsed. They weren't as powerful as they were being portrayed. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what's going on right now, bro. They're saying a lot of this racial tension and all this might have been from small factions, because they're saying in the MLK documentary that they got older people, 80s and 90s, that's saying when they was in the South, people was getting along, blacks and whites were going to school together. One day was, I was putting cotton together. They said there was a lot of black teachers that was all saying, oh, the schools ain't right, and they don't got all the books and all that. There was a standard they was teaching, and it wasn't as big. There were certain factions of, yes, probably Birmingham, Alabama, and different spots, smaller spots. Remember, there wasn't big metropolises down there. Atlanta wasn't big metropolis down there. We're saying small towns, which the media came down there and blew it all the way up to start a lot of tension around the whole United States. Man, this is powerful. This is powerful right here. And it could help us all get together and say, hey, we know there's evil people in the world. We know that. But the way that they were saying, a lot of the South, they didn't have a metropolis, so a lot of people was getting along together. And I heard even Jesse Lee Peters say, when I was younger, man, I was down there, and it wasn't portrayed. I was getting along with people, and I went to stores, my mom and them, we got along with people. So a lot of the tension that we believe is massive, and a lot of numbers, it may not be as big as we thought it was, and it was kind of like a plot, because now you got a lot of different groups that's using the civil rights movement the same way. They got the LGBT trying to use it, the immigrants trying to use it, everybody's trying to use it. And that right there, bruh, is a socialist programming, Marxist. So we're going to deal with this. But if you can take it, now, I don't know if any boomers going to be able to, because we're not going to shit on, they do say, I'm not trying to shit on MLK or nothing like that. There's some good things he did, but I'm telling you, this documentary, it says some shit in there. And I was like, and I'm open-minded. I'm like, hey, I'll just take it or leave it alone, but I'll put it in my database. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know about the boomers. They might can't take it. They might can't take it. You know what I mean? But from what I've seen and what I've heard, I'm definitely going to get on it. So, I just want to drop that. I didn't want to make the video too long. But if you like information, we ain't getting all the Epstein and all that. If you like information, this is, I heard it's going to be a must see. And if it's, because what I've been seeing this dude doing, he might got to watch his back, bro, because they don't want this getting out there, because it's not massively known, it's not. But if we go out there and we watch it, whatever, it can go viral and get out there, and maybe it could bring a lot of peace amongst the people, because, like I say, a lot of people say, a lot of the world, they lies. A lot of people going on and on and on, and they found out later on they was lying about it. So we shall see. But this is TikTok, You Don't Stop, Tap Court TV, and I'm running about at the 13-minute mark. And I went live today, and there wasn't a lot of people inside of my live, but it's going to be on my site, and I'm going to be pushing it. And you guys give me the support, give me a thumbs up, try to get the video out there. Like I said, go check that out. MLK Project. Peace, and I'm going to holler back. I'm out.